All right, everybody, today we're going to be working on this PT Cruiser you see behind me. I've tried working on that thing. Obviously, it's not running, but today we're going to try to put a battery in this and see if we can get it started. Now, a lot of people didn't enjoy these cars, and, well, I got to be honest, I wasn't one of them either. But my mom loved these cars, and growing up, she had a purple one. I remember getting picked up from some of my daycares in it. So really, I've seen a little bit of love get tossed around for these, and I think it's about time we attempt to revive this one. Unfortunately, it's not in a great state. There is literally moss and mold growing on the front of it, but we're here to see if we can do something with it. It has had a history of some issues that I think is related to a PT Cruiser fault, if you ask me. There's a fuse box in the car that's basically like a hub of electrical signal for this car. What I think has happened is a common fault on these where these tend to go bad. A replacement part's about $400. We're going to try not to do that today, and we're going to put some oil stabilizer in it. I know that's not the best thing. We do plan to change the oil at some point, just really to see if we can get this thing running, and I want to have extra protection to the top end before motor oil can get pumped to the top. If it's going to get pumped to the top, let's see. I have a new battery. We're going to hook that up and really see where this goes. Now, this car did sit for a little while. It at least sat for 2 years under a tree, outside, in the weather. And honestly, I didn't think this thing was going to start. All right, I went inside for a minute, let the weather come down a little bit, let the sun come out. It's nice, about 50 degrees right now. But we're going to go ahead and open the hood on this thing. Oh, Lord. Where's the... All right. Yeah, these cars are a bit weird. I wasn't really sure the design aspects or why they did most of the things they did on this car. It didn't really fit with anything except for the Plymouth Prowler, or was that a Chrysler? Was that a Chrysler thing? Might have been a Chrysler thing. But this 2.4 had a turbo option. Obviously, this isn't the turbo option. This is just the base model. It says limited edition on the back. I don't know what that means. This car has had a lot of issues. It has burst into flames while going down the road. It has dumped all the oil out of the motor without there being a hole. That one might be explainable based on the person that worked on it before, but we're not going to get too deep into that one. If you're unfamiliar, this is a bit what it looks like. This one's a lot more rough, obviously. I don't even know where the battery's at, to be honest. I think it's down under there somewhere. That's the positive. So as you can tell by the clip I just showed you, this car's got some rough points. There's the broken taillight in the back. There's the incessant mold and overgrowth on this car. I actually had to pick a large stick off of this car to actually be able to show the back. There's wasp nests, all types of things. My hands are dirty just from opening the hood, but there's wires in places there shouldn't be. There's plenty of problems we'll have to fix here, or possibly not. Probably not. So I did find out where the battery's at on this car. It happens to be under this part of the airbox, so we're gonna have to figure out how that comes off. I think it's just a few clips here. Yep, okay. So that's how that works. I don't know if that's how that's supposed to happen, but this is our battery. This is what we're gonna have to replace real quick. So we pulled the dipstick on the transmission. We got plenty of fluid. Check the bottom of the oil cap for any condensation. Looking okay there. And we obviously check the oil, which happens to be right here. Let me see, all right, so I know you all saw me just bend this up, but the real proper way to do it is take this little plug out right here, go ahead and twist this thing off. Usually it should be tight enough that you're going to have to loosen that, but in this case we didn't have to do that. The Blue Point ratchet set right here, something I definitely suggest for anybody who's trying to just do some general wrenching. It's 1/4 inch drive. You can put some force into these if you want, and obviously mine's missing the screwdriver. I left it at work, but these will pretty much get you anywhere you need to go generally in the beginning. If you're trying to get into the engine, you should probably invest in a better set. This is sold through Snap-on. It comes with a lifetime warranty. If any of these break, I can get them replaced. If the ratchet breaks, I can get it fixed, but I definitely suggest something like this to start. All right, so we used a 10mm out of that socket set, and we went ahead and got these loose. This battery, who knows how long it's been in here, but this is going to be our new battery. I got it real cheap at AutoZone. You can get these pretty cheap if you know where to look. A lot of times people will try to sell these to you for like $200, and that's just not what I'm about. All right, so just make sure you put it back in the orientation that it was already in. Positive on the left, negative on the right. Go ahead and put this all back together. Don't hammer these on. You can actually damage the terminals. And due to the fact I am not sure of the fuel level, we probably won't put that intake back on just yet. We might just plug in the sensor just so the computer is as happy as it can be. All right, so we got the new battery and we're going to try to give it a start now. If you start to hear a clicking or you just don't hear anything at all, you should probably look into a starter, especially after changing the battery out. Always go at it with a voltmeter before that. I just tend to throw parts at things. Not a good quality of mine, but we're going to try it out and walk through this herd of tall grass and thorns that have managed to build their way over here and try not to get stung by a horrific amount of wasps. Are they all dead? We could pray they're all dead. They might not be. If you hear me screaming and see me running, we know why. My mom's a smoker, so the inside of this thing, you could probably guess what it smells like. There's some interesting work done to the front of this, or the interior at least. Alrighty. Okay. So when I sat down, some things made noise. It has 147,000 miles on it. We have fuel pump. The gas light's on. Okay, let's see what we can get here. That is absolutely insane. This car has sat for 2 years. Okay. I think we need to go get some gas, guys. I think that's the next step here is, well, one, we're gonna... Jesus Christ. I leaned over and this thorn bush hit me in the face. I thought it was a wasp. All right. I can't believe this thing just started. That is insane. I can't stress how much I am surprised at how easy some cars just are fixed, and a lot of people will just let them sit. In fact, I've let this thing sit because I really didn't want to work on it. I just know all the horror stories, and I saw my stepdad have to do a lot of work on this, including some motor work. On these cars, a lot of reasons that people don't want to fix them is just the amount of labor that goes into changing something like the alternator, having to pull the axles in some cases just to get into the timing belt cover. I watched my stepdad do this work a long time ago, and knowing what I know now, I'm pretty sure you can pull that timing cover up from the top. Put a lot of work on ourselves for no reason. I guess this is a good point to really talk about the goals of this channel. The goals of this channel are really just to bring a different mindset into some of these cars. A lot of people will just drive by, let them rot. Kids complaining about not being able to find a cheap car. I just want to show that it's pretty easy. We've got a pretty good track record of finding cars on the side of the road that maybe aren't running and need some work and some love. and we've gone in and fixed them up. In fact, somebody you might see on the channel later on has built a Toyota that we picked up on the side of the road. It was a Toyota little truck. We picked it up on the side of the road for free. He has completely done a frame off restoration technically on this car, and he's in the process of building another Toyota currently. So if you guys want to see something like that, we can possibly bring something like that onto the channel later on. I'm not going to speak for him, of course, but it'd be awesome to be able to show you a little bit about that, maybe get an interview with him. But this car runs. Let's go get some gas. So I did manage to get gas for it. Okay. There is a stink bug right here next to the gas filler neck, getting a nice high off of the fumes that are coming out of this. I'm gonna be here for a while. I'm just yapping to kind of fill up this dead air right here while I'm getting dripped on from the giant tree above me. Sometime this year. Anybody else have a weird fascination with the smell of gas? Or is it just my brain cells dying? All right, so I put some gas in the car. We're gonna try to move it out of this spot. It has been sitting here for 2 years straight. It has not moved. In fact, it has not ran. It actually sat till the battery died. Today, the main goal has really only been getting this car running. The fact that it started is insane. So I'm actually gonna move it out of its spot. Put this gas cap back on. Here, get this thing started. It's a chilly one today, guys. Like I said, 147,000 miles. The fact that this thing just started after sitting for 2 years is pretty crazy. Uh-oh. What do we got going on here? Uh-oh, guys. Here we are. All right. Let's see if we can get... Ooh, she's smoking a little bit. Ooh. Good Lord. She's been sitting a little while, obviously. There's reverse. There she goes. Well, guys, if you like this style of video, please stick around. Malt Liquor Motors is here to stay, so we got a few different things that we want to do this year coming up. We're going to be doing a lot of car shows, possible interviews with some pretty cool people, so stick around for that, and you might see a little bit of return with this car. If you like our content, please subscribe, like, and comment. Follow us on Instagram. We might be making some TikToks depending on if that gets deleted or not. Yeah, I'll take this as a win, and see y'all in part 2. Yeah.